Yeah. Whoa. It's late. It's late. Sitting. All right. Welcome again to Decide to Play, where you decide to watch what I decide to freaking play. It's Monday, and I promised you all that I was going to be here every single day. Last week was a holiday, though, so I have an excuse. All right, there's no shame in the game when you have an excuse, right? Probably no excuses, though. But no, Saturday, Thursday was Thanksgiving, Friday, nothing. And then the weekend is a weekend. So I didn't come on for the weekend, obviously, because you know we're chilling on the weekend. No, actually, I went and saw some old friends from Jamaica, some of my besties actually, on Saturday. So that was a Saturday event. But we're back. I did some flying on Saturday, but we're really just doing the missions. I never really got into any other thing other than the missions. So I'm still behind on the learning. Why? Because I'm not gonna do any sort of learning unless it's here. I already said that was the plan. That any learning is gonna take place here. But anyways, less long talking because I ain't got much time. I'm gonna try to jump out of here. Maybe a 9:15 or 9:30. I'm not gonna stay here too long. But anyways, let's do it the right way.
Yo, man, as I respect everybody come to the end, you know. Feel me ends, my place.
No matter what you. Companions, free your mind. Yo.
What you doing? Yeah, we just chilling.
Companions, no matter what you're doing. Yes.
You're doing. We just chilling, companions, yo.
I just feel me as my place, my block.
If it's the first time,
ooh, gotta lash line up.
Your spot, yo.
Without delay, we play games all day.
We keep you entertained in every way. What you doing?
Yeah,
just chilling,
companions. Yeah, we doing.
Just chilling, companions.
Yeah. It means my place, my freaking block. Undecided to play, where you decide to watch what we decide to play. A lot of content. There's continuous content dropping. My man late Friday must have live streamed 3 or so times. Definitely check out those streams when they get the chance, right? Those VODs when they get a chance. My man Steve dropped another Wukong. Yeah, Wukong. He's definitely doing his boss thing. So yeah, content is there. Y'all can fill your stomach on whatever you want to fill your stomach. But we're not gonna forget the echo though. You know what I mean? Ew. Let's jump into this though. Let's jump into this. What do I need to announce though? Okay, I don't think I have any announcement, but we're gonna do some flying. They did an update on the 27th, and as soon as I jumped on, the update was applied. So, there are some glitches in this game, though. I'll let you know that. This game has its problem. But like any other thing, we give them a chance to fix it. There's lots of money in this, and developers are not just gonna let things slide and have the users complaining about it and not try to fix it. That's just my view of it. So we're not gonna worry too much about what's wrong. We're gonna just give them the time to fix it. Like for example, if I were to fly on certain dirt. If I was to take off on certain dirt runways, I tend to get stuck on dirt runways. As a matter of fact, I've never landed. Welcome, my cup of Joe, to the ends. I've never landed a plane safely on on a dirt runway. As a matter of fact, that's another discussion I want to have. Let's just jump in the stream though.
Yo, man, as I respect everybody who come through the ends, you know. For me ends, my place,
My block. That's another discussion I want to have. Is that there won't be any more crashes. I have crashed several times landing, and to me, if I keep crashing it, like I'm not taking it serious. Because imagine if I was flying for real, if I crash, I'm more likely die. Right? So we have to come up with a strategy. If I'm gonna crash, then we are gonna go around. If I feel like I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna go around. If I feel like I'm gonna crash, I'm gonna restart the mission. But so for example, if I'm touching down and I see that I can't slow down, there won't be a landing. I'm gonna go around. And if I feel like it's just out of control, I'm gonna pause the game or pause the simulation in the middle of that flight, and I'm going to quit. There will be no more crashing. If there's penalties in quitting missions, then I'll take the penalty over crashing, because crashing is death, really. I can't get into the habit of landing planes and they're flipping over or running into trees. All that BS, that's just unrealistic. Because remember, we said we're taking a more realistic approach to this, and we're taking it serious, right? So, I mean, you notice how my score went down and my repetition went down? You saw that red, and it's due to crashes. It's not good. It's not a good look. I personally am not happy with it. So we can look at my stats right now as well. Let's look at my stats. Right trigger. If you look at my profile, it will show you. It'll show you my crashes. So number of failed landing 1. It's having me at 1 though, which maybe they see failed landing as, I don't know, number of successful takeoff. I'm surprised, because I've crashed, unless they're not, I don't know. But we're 7 hours in as well. This is actually, if I looked at my Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 profile, and shit, I played over 400 hours of that game. So I'm not really like unfamiliar with flying a simulator, but I'm unfamiliar with this setup. So the setup is a little bit different, and this is again, it's more realistic. You got to learn how to use it. So, but anyways, less of that. Let me just jump in. What's my overview here? What's this supposed to say? But yeah, that's that. Won't be crashing anymore. It's unless I just fall out of the air, and that plane just lands. The thing just shut off and falls. I'm gonna try to avoid crashing by all means necessary. Anyways, let's go back onto the path. So I did unlock the commercial. I want to think the next approach is probably night fly. But I don't know if that's kind of what I don't know if that's exactly what they want me to do. Night fly is all on its own. So we're going to do instrument ratings probably from here. High performance endurance. What the hell is that? Multi-engine rating. Woo! I'm not ready for that. We have the equipment for it though. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the 2 above. We're going to do instrument rating first. So instrument doesn't have, I don't think instrument has anything to do with night flying. I'm not sure. That's almost, hey, be quiet. It was during COVID. So you know, it's Microsoft 2020. It's during COVID. I had a bunch of friends that would want us to jump on, and we would just fly. We weren't great, obviously, We weren't telling anyone we were great as well. But we would just fly. There was this one dude from England, and he had a crew. And I don't know if we would tour Australia. They would have their flight plan set up, and we would just do a bunch of touch and goes. I was so much enjoying it too. I was doing like a bunch of touch and goes in Jamaica as well. Like I would just find different airport in Jamaica, touch, land, and just take off. But I think but the crazy thing too was a lot of grass as well. But I feel like I was a little better back then. All right, so as I was saying, commercial pilot licensed aircraft. So we're doing the instrument rating. Allow you to navigate when you cannot fly using visual references. Zin, meaning that we're going to use instrument to fly this thing. You will no longer be grounded by cloudy, rainy, snowy, or poor visibility. But that's not good though. So they may give us poor visibility, but poor visibility usually come with elements like rain, obviously rain, snow, which I don't know, rain or snow. COVID hours, exactly. It was COVID hours. We had a lot of time on our hand. Alexa, turn light off. We had a lot of time on our hand, and this is what I did. I hang out with a bunch of people, met some random strangers. Actually, by the time I was doing a little bit of Twitch streaming as well. So met some random strangers, and just enjoyed ourselves. It was good times, even though we couldn't bond physically. I figured out how to bond with people over the internet. That's kind of how I started even putting my face on camera, because there was nothing to do. All right, so climb and descent. Learn to manage your altitude without outside references. So let's start off and get this going. Let's get this popping. Let's get this popping. All right. All right, so the weather won't always be perfect. Getting licensed to fly IFR. What does IFR stand for again? Anyways, we'll research it up. Michael Joe, what does IFR stand for? Licensed fly IFR is the best way to keep flying. What is this damn? Because I have my TV on mute, and the mute sign keeps flashing right in front of what I'm trying to read. Flying when the visibility keep you from flying VFR, right? This tutorial will introduce you to the world of instrument flight as you learn to climb and descend solely by relying on primary flight display, PFD. All these acronyms, the military is like that too. I was in the military, and don't ask me about acronyms, because a lot of these acronyms, sometimes we would have little books, little cheat sheets that we'd use to remember all the acronyms. And even though I'm a project manager, it's sometimes when people use acronyms, sometimes I'll get mad and be like, hey, just what do you mean by whatever you're saying? Because sometimes I'm not with it, and I'm not gonna like, what do you say? Yeah, quarantine wasn't bad. The situation was bad, but honestly, we had a lot of time to spend with our fam. Some people hated each other more though. I must say that, because they just spend way too many time with their fam. So they developed that natural hate. But I must say, my baby was young. It was a baby. It was a real baby that time too. And ooh, look at the weather. We can't see nothing. Let's get this started. Kind of want to put. Let's do this. Gonna get a little switch over. All right, here we go. Actually, I did the wrong thing. Switch over again. All right, so let's get this started.
We're flying over the UK's Shetland Islands, just below a thick layer of clouds.
Had to be the UK, huh?
Up until now, you've been able to look outside to judge the aircraft's attitude and location.
Damn, we
What
can't see
happens when you
nothing.
lose that outside view? That takes us into the world of instrument flight. When you can't use the horizon for reference due to clouds, darkness, or other hindrances to visibility, you'll need to rely on your airplane's instruments. When flying on instruments alone, you'll need to rely on your attitude indicator to see your pitch and roll information. Modern cockpits like this combine several instruments into one electronic display, called a primary flight display, or PFD.
PFD.
Stay on heading 270, set full power, and climb up to 4,500 feet. Set full power for the climb.
Full power. Alright. He wants us to stay on that heading of... Ooh, this is not easy.
Watch your heading. Maintain heading 270.
Yeah, we gotta go over a little bit
Needed to
more.
maintain heading 270.
Bro, but you already... So this is what it is. He already positioned me incorrectly. He already positioned me at... So when he gave me... When I took over, it was already at 240. Let me set myself up early. Let me set myself up early.
We're flying over the UK's Shetland Islands.
So
just below
we're
an
good now.
equator
We're
clouds.
good. So let's...
Up until now, you've been able to look outside to judge the aircraft's attitude and location. What happens when you lose that outside view? That takes us into the world of instrument flight. When you can't use the horizon for reference due to clouds, darkness, or other hindrances to visibility, you'll need to rely on your airplane's instruments. When flying on instruments alone, you'll need to rely on your attitude indicator to see your pitch and roll information. Modern cockpits like this combine several instruments into one electronic display, called a primary flight display, or PFD. Stay on heading 270, set full power, and climb up to 4,500 feet.
Really just staying on the west. The west, He's not gonna complain because it's like, I mean, give or take.
We're climbing up into the cloud layer. Notice how you're starting to lose your outside view. Instead of looking out the canopy, focus your attention on the cockpit instruments. You can maintain wings level using the attitude indicator. Continue climbing to 4,500 feet.
We are. I'm more so worried about my heading because I'm falling off. Ooh. Yo, it feels like I'm going crazy. You know what's funny? Because I used to watch a lot of people flying that too. So during COVID, I used to watch a lot of like right now they're still subscribed. I'm still subscribed to them.
Vertical sped indicator and the altimeter level off at 4,500 feet while continuing to maintain a heading of 270. Now fly straight and level at 4,500 feet, getting used to not having an outside horizon for reference.
I'm surprised he's not trying to penalize me because I'm like way off my heading. And I'm high as well. Not way off still, but you know, he was complaining a little earlier. Trying to set a trim as well.
Okay, now keep us on this heading and take us down to 4,000 feet.
Okay.
Reduce power so that we can descend without gaining speed.
What was it? The guy would say that a lot of people can't trust their instrument and they lose it. And like right now I'm looking.
Great. Increase power again for cruise and keep us at 4,000 feet.
And a part of me just feels like I'm losing my mind because it's like you don't know what you're doing. Like you don't know if you're moving left or right. My RPM at 2300.
Well done. But there's room for improvement.
I feel like that was okay though. Cloudy condition, yeah, no, it was like you can't see anything. I mean, it's the same thing with night flight though. Yeah, the guy said, yeah, like if you can't trust your instrument, a lot of times like people they're learning to fly and they just feel like they can't trust their instrument and they're freaking out. And that's how you can crash actually. Because they're like, no, it's like almost your instrument saying you're climbing and they're like, no, I'm descending, or vice versa. And they start freaking out. Like a while ago, it felt that way. Like you don't really know which direction you're going. Obviously, if you're in a plane though, you could probably feel it if you're going up or down. But yeah, it's freaky. That's definitely is freaky. Michael, but how did you spend your Thanksgiving? I don't know if we did we talk. Oh, did I didn't come on Friday. Why do I feel like I came on Friday for a little bit? Was I on Friday? Oh yes, I was. No, Thursday. Actually, yeah, I came on Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving? No, day before Thanksgiving, right? Wednesday. So let me look at see these acronyms meaning real quick. So it's what, IFR? Instrument flight rules, okay. So obviously VFR is visual flight rules. Okay. So instrument flight rules and visual flight rules. Okay. That's all they had to say. Well, this plane is descending. Why? You already positioned us. I think we're either continuing where we left off.
Now that you've tried some climbs and descents, we'll introduce turning. Throughout this lesson, maintain your current altitude of 4,000 feet. Our heading is the direction our nose is pointing, measured in degrees. The main electronic display in front of you is the primary flight display, or PFD.
Okay.
At the bottom center of the PFD, we see the horizontal situation indicator, or the HSI. The HSI shows us the direction our nose is pointing, called our heading. Headings are measured in degrees, with east being 090, south 180, west 270, and north 360. Currently we're heading west. That's 270 degrees.
Okay.
When turning, we want to aim for a bank angle of around 20 degrees. Along the top of the attitude indicator are white lines. Each line represents 10 degrees. Normally we use about 20 degrees of bank, which is the second white line.
Okay.
Let's try it out. Make a turn to the left onto heading 180, using 20 degrees of bank. You didn't maintain 4,000 feet while turning.
Holy shit,
Once
bro.
your altitude, maintain 4,000 feet. Keep turning until heading south, at which point, smoothly roll back to wings level.
We're already too low. And I'm not gonna... Actually, let's climb while we go. You said what, 180 degrees?
That's it. Stop turning there and you'll be heading due south. Heading 180. Great.
Perfect.
Now try and maintain this heading for a short while. Now make a turn to the right, onto a heading of 350.
Okay. We can go 20 degrees, which is that second notch. So 350. Oh, 50, right? No, 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 no. Why did I say think about 550? It's 350, yeah. Not 300.
Now smoothly roll wings level onto a heading of 350. Now maintain heading 350 for a bit. Wow, great job. So that's how we make
Great
turns
job.
using
You
just the
feel proud of me?
Next, we'll look at how to handle speed changes.
Not bad. If he thinks it's great, I mean, how are you supposed to fly if you can't see? Well, that's how people fly, really. A lot of times, pilot can't see where they're going. It's how it is. You know, they follow their head in as like, so he gives you, you know that. Well, obviously, there's like I'm not gonna use terms I don't know, but obviously they know what direction they're going based on whatever they're given, right? So if, like in this case, they would say travel x degree. So in this, what he's telling me, what, 350? You know what I mean? That's just pretty much what pilots do, and I imagine that based on the airspace they're in as well. So they'll say maintain a certain height or altitude, because, you know, if let's say you were to go lower, you could probably fly into some other plane, because that part of the airspace is already occupied. I don't know. It's crazy, right? It is kind of nerve-wracking, because you really can't see that damn thing. It's crazy. But that's why I kind of like this 2024. It's very involved. The other one is very good, obviously, because it's been around for a long time, 4 years. So that, I mean, but I remember it not being great as well. But it obviously is good now. I feel like over time this will be great. I mean, they invested probably millions in making this thing. They didn't do that just to let it go and make it a bad experience for the user, you know? No, and more likely they're gonna fix things up.
We're cruising at 100 knots, maintaining our heading and altitude. Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments. When
Speed
slowing
change I
down,
can
the
handle.
wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots.
That I know how to do. You raise the nose slightly. It's just gonna, yeah, that I've done more than enough times, especially when I'm landing.
Remember to adjust the elevator trim so that you don't have to keep putting any pressure on the controls.
Yeah, we know that as well. What do you want us to do? 70 knots? Hope he doesn't penalize me for not hurrying up and getting there.
Good. Now set power to maintain 70 knots. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. Notice how the nose needs to be a little higher than before to make up for the loss of airspeed. Use the elevator trim to adjust pitch to the new sped and maintain 70 knots for a bit. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. Keep us steady on heading 350. You wandered off the heading.
350, dude? You're killing me, man.
Great, now increase power to get your speed back up to 100 knots. As we speed up, notice how you need to trim nose down to avoid climbing. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. That's it, now stabilize at 100 knots. Good, now we'll take flap settings into account. Flaps give a boost in lift, which you'll need to control in order to maintain our altitude. They also add drag, making us slow down more quickly, so be careful not to get too slow. Reduce power and slow us down to 60 knots.
Yo, this is a lot of pressure. Like I can't get it I can't get it to maintain the altitude I want, which is the 4,000 feet. He wants me to
4,000 feet altitude.
see. In order to maintain 4,000, I'm gonna have to either increase my
You
speed.
need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
I have to be worried about my heading as well.
Keep us precisely at 100 knots. You need to maintain 100 knots.
You didn't say that earlier. So I need to, so this is the thing, you know. He's asking me to maintain the 4,000 altitude. So in other words, get up to 4,000 feet. Where we're at 4,000 feet, I gotta level off, maintain that, and then at the same time he's telling me to reduce power. So it's like it's not easy. But our speed is gonna increase, but I need to follow that next instruction of reducing power. He's gonna give me like C for this. You already lost 100 feet.
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
We got this.
You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
Let's not worry too much about the speed or the reduced power, because that is not going to happen if we have to gain altitude. So now that we have our altitude, we can reduce speed and maintain altitude. Typically you want to be like 2,300 for this though. And then trim up just enough where it's leveled. All right, so now it's gonna climb, the speed is gonna climb up. And then now we're gonna reduce speed. A lot of pressure. Come, get to the 100, get to the 100. How much power does he want me to how much power? He didn't even say how much power he wants me to reduce, honestly. So we're losing altitude. How much power does he want me to reduce?
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
All right, well, let me see something. You're gonna restart this. If he told me like maintain watts and not to miles, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. We can look at it. I mean, knot is obviously airspeed. So 3 knot is 3.445. What was this word? So it's like 3.44 miles for every 3 knots. 3.445. So I don't know, what is the ratio? You could probably gonna have to put that in a calculator and see what's the difference. This is annoying. This one is gonna be a little annoying. This one gonna be a little bit annoying. Let me drink some water. This is where I'm gonna go to bed too. This one. If I can get it right early though, we're fine. But I can't allow the plane to do any sort of like go either it's gonna go too low in the altitude, or we're descending too much, or we're off. I don't know, off on the direction. I don't know. Let's see. Let's catch it early. So it's at 4,000 now. Let's trim it up a bit.
We're cruising at 100
So we can
knots,
maintain the
heading
4,000
in altitude.
feet.
Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments.
All right.
When slowing down, the wings produce less lift.
Okay.
To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots. Keep us steady on heading 350.
Okay.
You wandered off the heading.
I know. Give me a chance, please.
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
Too high.
You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
So he wants us to go to 70 knots. All right, we have 4. We can just nose up a bit
Keep
now.
us steady
And
on heading 350.
oh shit, we wandered off way. All right, let's do this over. God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Hey, imagine this guy instructing me for real. Whew. Like, Joe, give me a chance. Give me a chance. Breathe. He's giving me anxiety.
We're cruising at 100 knots, maintaining our heading and altitude. Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments. When slowing down, the wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
Mm-mm.
You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
Ah, why are we drifting off our heading? Oh my goodness. Dude, we are at 70 knots though. Why is he not giving me that part? Is this thing glitching? Sometimes that's what it does, you know, it glitches. Like we had this at 17 knots. Yo, give me that one. Give me. Check one box, dude. Oh my goodness. All right, let's bring him down to 70. Yeah, usually it would have given me already. So I feel like he's not even saying anything. Oh, it froze. One more shot. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna call it a night, but this is a little frustrating. A little frustrating. Restart. I think he quit on us a while ago.
We're cruising at 100 knots, maintaining our heading and altitude. Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments. When slowing down, the wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots.
All right, so maintaining 4,000 feet. Just see the speed. That's what I'm at 70 knots. Set speed to keep. I'm at 70 knots though. Try reducing the speed just a little bit more. I mean the RPM a little bit more. Yeah, he's not functioning right. See, he should have triggered the 17 knot right there. So yeah, I don't know. Look, perfectly 70. He's not functioning. All right. So I'm gonna have to restart this one. End the flight. Abort, and then go back in and come back out. Silence for someone testing you is scary because he's a sick-headed, he's a malfunction AI. Trying to use human terms, for AI isn't practical. It's funny, their voice have gotten, like, the update may have taken care of some voice issue too, because like their voice sounded too robotic, and like when I, like, especially the people you do the missions with, hopefully they can fix that, because that's kind of annoying me as well. I mean, it still sound a little robotic, but whatever. I feel like for now, I think for this time, there's way a lot of voice AI that sound human. I don't know why they sound like this.
When slowing down, the wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots.
If he's not giving it me, then I don't know what it is. These 70 knots.
Remember to adjust the elevator trim so that you don't
Also,
have to keep putting any pressure on the controls.
He wants me to go
Good.
to
Now set
about
power to maintain
25%
70
of
knots.
my power. So maintain 70 knots without losing altitude at this low of a damn. Like I've already lost my
You
heading.
weren't accurate enough with your speed. Maintain 70 knots. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
It's difficult. Set power to, okay, so set the power.
You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed.
Right. So set my power.
Notice how the nose needs to be a little higher than before to make up for the loss of airspeed.
Yep.
Use the elevator trim to adjust pitch to the new sped and maintain 70 knots for a bit. Maintain 70 knots. You weren't accurate enough with your speed. Keep us steady on heading 350. You wandered off the heading.
Okay. It wasn't that bad, mister.
Great, now increase power to get your speed back up to 100 knots. Keep us steady on heading 350.
You wandered off your heading. Say it. The chest.
As we speed up, notice how you need to trim nose down to avoid climbing. That's it, now stabilize at 100 knots.
Why are you bouncing up like this, kid? Come on, 172.
Good.
Oh my
now we'll
goodness.
take flap settings into account. Flaps give a boost in lift, which you'll need to control in order to maintain our altitude. They also add drag, making us slow down more quickly, so be careful not to get too slow. Reduce power and slow us down to 60 knots. Keep us steady on heading 350. You wandered off the heading.
So does he want me to add what? Just any amount of flap? And then what? Reduce power?
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. Keep us precisely at 100 knots.
That's hard, dude.
You need to maintain 100 knots. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. Good. Now extend the flaps to 10 degrees.
I did already.
Now set flaps at 20 degrees.
Okay.
With the extra drag, start adding power so you don't drop below your target airspeed of 60 knots. Now stabilize at 60 knots and trim for level flight. Keep us precisely at 60 knots. You lost your speed target.
Jesus.
Well, but you can do better.
Slap me with the C. He gave me a B on top of it. What did I not do right? Accelerate 100 knot. Accelerate. So the one that's 60 knot is the lowest. I feel like I did poorly altogether, but he thought I was okay. Anyways, if you want to see more flight sim, definitely join me each day when I do at least an hour of training. I think that's it for the night though. Definitely look out for videos daily. You know, usually that's the case. Usually there is a video that's dropped daily, so look out for those. Whatever we have in the backlog, check them out as well. Tons of content out there to watch and to enjoy. Also, comment. Leave some comments. Thank you, Michael Joe. Thank you for taking. As a matter of fact, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch me train. I'm saying I appreciate as always. Late to the party, I know them. They're gonna come on the flip and watch. But no. Yeah, leave some comments, leave some love. Let us know what you guys want to see. This is what I'm gonna be playing though. But guys, you got tons of guys on the channel as well that's willing to like play a different type of vibe. So look out for them. Anyways, until then, stay tuned. See you back tomorrow. Maybe earlier, maybe around this time. But take care of yourself. Bye.
Yo, man, as I respect everybody come to the end, you know. For me ends, my place, my block.
You're doing, we're just chilling, companions, free your mind, yo. What you doing, yeah, we're just chilling, companions. No matter what you're doing, yeah, you're doing, we're just chilling, companions, yo. I just feel me ends, my place, my block. If it's the first time, then you make it your spot, yo. We not delay, we play games every day. We keep you entertained in every way. What you doing, yeah, just chilling, companions. No matter what you